Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show. Sorry guys, there was no video on Monday, but today we are going to review the 5th episode of Doctor Who Series 11, of course, the Tsuranga Conundrum. This is probably not going to be one of my most favorite episodes of the series, I can already tell you. I won't think this is a bad episode, at least to me. It's just a very average story. To me, the monster was just okay. The pating thing, that creature, the cute but deadly monster, which is what my mother referred to as like our chihuahua. Looks cute, but can be very vicious at times. But of course, the pating feeds on energy. Of course, on the spaceship, there's a lot of energy, and he's going to destroy the spaceship one by one. But the Doctor and her friends get on the spaceship, which is a hospital, after they are on this kind of like trash plant, kind of like the one from the Doctor's wife. And they kind of get with a sonic mind, and then they wake up on the spaceship. So what I can say about this is the characters, besides the Doctor and the companions, were pretty good. Those were pretty good, but I do say that the kind of side characters, I didn't enjoy. To me, they basically felt like they're here for the Base Under Siege story, and they're just here. To me, they're not very memorable. None of them were probably my favorite parts of this episode, and they're just kind of forgotten to me, and I don't like when that happens. You want to remember the characters, and this, for the first time in this series, this was the first episode where the characters did not struck to me. They just didn't have anything to them, which I think is a bad part about this episode. Also, another part of it, I felt the story was not the greatest. To me, it felt like it really felt like it was being dragged out longer than it really should have been. And to me, Jodie Whittaker did an amazing job as the Doctor. She's doing great. I think she is definitely one of the highlights of this episode. And the companions are pretty okay. They're definitely getting some good development, so I am enjoying that. But besides that, this is definitely not my favorite episode in a long time. I was almost a little bit bored at some parts. That's no joke. It was definitely one of those episodes I was just like, I'm not enjoying this. But there is really highlights to me in this story. Like, of course, I do like the idea of doing a base under siege. I do like that. I just really wish that the pating was a little bit more, what's the word? It's like, I wish it was a little bit less of that. It's like, I didn't like the monster. To me, it was just to the hair. To me, it's like, I like the concept of him feeding on energy, but besides that, not much else. But what I can say about this story is, it's definitely, if you have watched this story, I would probably not recommend this story too much, but it still has some really good moments. Of course, Jodie Whittaker, and that's pretty much the biggest highlights for me of the story. And I really did think the monster could have been good, but there's something off about it that I didn't really enjoy, but I'm not really kind of sure what that is. But overall, I would give this Base Under Siege story with an energy-eating monster, pretty much, I'm going to say a 6.5 out of 10. I think this episode could pretty much be down to one thing: some really great moments, but mixed with a story that's just not the greatest, and it drags out way too long. So yeah, tell me your guys' thoughts on the Tsuranga Conundrum, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.